This new poll proves Americans have had enough of the Russia probe by Amy Moreno for TruthFeedNews.com. The sham Russia probe has gone on far too long. After over a year of intense investigation, no evidence has been produced that proves President Trump colluded with Russians to steal the election from Hillary Clinton. And this new poll proves that the American people have had enough time to end the probe. Rob from Breitbart, a national poll conducted of 1,000 likely voters by McLaughlin and Associates and former Clinton pollster Dick Morris, provided exclusively to Breitbart News, shows support for President Trump and suspicion of the investigation of Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller. By a margin of 51% to 33%, voters do not believe Mueller has found real evidence of corruption by the president. More specifically, by a margin of 10 points, 43% to 33%, voters feel that Mueller has not uncovered any evidence that the President Trump colluded with Russia to influence the 2016 election. A plurality of voters, 43% to 35%, said that Mueller's investigation has overstepped its designated purpose to investigate links and/or coordination between the Russian government and individuals associated with the campaign of President Trump by investigating individuals who had nothing to do with Russia. The poll also shows that voters are losing patience with Mueller's probe. Asked if they think the investigation being conducted by Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller has gone on for too long and cost too much, voters agreed by a 20-point margin, 52% to 32%. There you have it. Even the liberals are sick of it. Mueller does not fare well when it comes to voter attitudes regarding the fairness of his investigation. When voters were asked if Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller is fairly investigating the president and just following the facts, or if he is doing all he can to make a case against the president to try to remove him from office, voters broke even with a 40.4% saying he is just following the facts, and 39.7% saying he is doing all he can to remove Trump from office. A majority of voters believe that Trump's critics are primarily motivated by their desire to stop his agenda. By a 10-point margin, 50% to 40%, voters said that Trump's critics need to stop hounding the president and let him do his job. But that same majority does not want President Trump to fire Mueller by a larger margin. 52% of voters do not want the president to fire Mueller, while 29% favor his firing, a 23-point margin. By a similar margin, 20 points, 56% to 36%, voters said that if the president did fire Mueller, it would indicate that the president has something to hide. Yeah, right. After all this time, hide what? Either come clean or, you know what I'm saying? I mean, really? Anyway, on the very important question of whether the rights of the president and his attorney Michael Cohen were violated by the search orchestrated by Mueller of Cohen's office, the plurality of voters, 46%, agree that Mueller should not have searched Cohen's office because the president deserves the protection of attorney-client privilege. But 40% of voters disagreed, demonstrating a narrow division on the issue in the country, with Americans siding against Mueller's actions in the Cohen office search by 6%. The poll resulted also demonstrated the extreme polarization of the country. 52% of voters disapprove of President Trump's job performance, while 46% approve, a net disapproval rating of 6%. I don't believe this poll. 45% of voters opposed beginning impeachment proceedings against President Trump, while 42% support it. This is a crock. Support for impeachment is primarily from Democrats, highlighting the bitterly partisan divides within the country today. Who would you, ask a bunch of Democrats for all these numbers? Asked which generic candidate they would support for Congress. Voters gave Democrats only a 0.3% advantage, 43.8% compared to 43.5% for Republicans, which is within the poll's margin of error. The McLaughlin and Associates Dick Morris poll is 5 points better for Republicans than the current Real Clear Politics average of polls, which gives the Democrats a 5.5% advantage in the generic congressional ballot. As Breitbart News has reported, because the Republican gerrymandering advantage in state legislatures after the 2010 census, the Democrats generally are thought to need at least a 5-point margin in national surveys to retake control, because so many Democratic districts are between 80% and 95% Democrat, while most Republican seats have a more closely divided partisan breakout. The survey shows a pretty constant 10-point margin for the president over Mueller, so in effect all Democrats support Mueller. And all Republicans oppose him, but among independents, half oppose Mueller and half are undecided, giving Trump the edge, Morris told Breitbart News. But Morris cautioned Trump can't take it too far. Any attempt to remove Mueller will trigger a likely fatal backlash, says who? Pollster McLaughlin added similar caution. So far, all special counsel Mueller has done is added to the partisan polarization of a sharply divided country, he told Breitbart News. That's all Mueller is doing, polarizing the country. As the more it goes on, the more your polarization. But, I think even the Dems are getting sick of it. A couple of them are probably waking up. Most voters see the Mueller investigation through political lenses. Ironically, if the president can increase his positive job approval rating beyond his base to rise among independents and moderates, just like President Clinton did, public opinion will turn against Mueller. So far, the Mueller investigation appears to be simply a partisan tool that will go to any length to stop President Trump from succeeding, McLaughlin concluded. The national poll of 1,000 likely voters was conducted on April 22nd and has a margin of error of 3.1%. 36% of respondents were Democrats, 33% were Republicans. You see? 36 were Dems, 33 Republicans, and the 31% were independent. 71% were white, 12% were African American, 11% were Hispanic, 4% were Asian, 53% of respondents were female, 47% were male. This breakdown is modeled after the 2016 presidential election, McLaughlin told Breitbart News. Well, I don't believe the polls. I think the people are just getting sick of this because it had this sham, like it says here, this sham of a probe, or shall I say witch hunt, has gone on for far too long. Either give us the proof or give it up. Enough is right. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.